All right, so today on the And Cut series, I got a dope ass guest. We met today and we've been shooting some cool ass content. Comes from all the way from Staten Island. One of the most underrated boroughs, I'm not gonna lie, because there's so many, especially in hip hop, so many talented artists have came out of Staten Island. I got the pleasure to work with him today, and I'm here so we can definitely get to know him a lot more, and then you guys could definitely chime in on his stuff. And yeah, my man P.ROSE.
Oh, pleasure to be here, brother.
Yo, thank you for being here, bro. We've had a long day.
Yes, we did.
We've had a long day. It's cold as shit out here in New York. Traffic is crazy, but we're making it work.
Yep.
I kind of wanted to, let's give people a little backtrack of your life. So you're from Staten Island.
Yep.
So how was it growing up there? Because for me, I'm from Queens, so we always saw Staten Island like it's so far away from us. So we never really, like, you know, we know like Brooklyn, we know Bronx, but we never really knew how it was for people in Staten Island. So give us a little breakdown.
Staten Island is really like its own world, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Even though it's a part of the five boroughs, I always felt like it was like it's just its own place.
Did you feel that too? Like you felt separated from the other boroughs?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
for
wow.
sure. Yeah. But Staten Island is definitely a mixing pot, so there's a lot of different culture there as well. A big Italian scene in Staten Island as well. And the music, for me, at least out there, was very diverse. Growing up, I listened to like a lot of old school hip hop, and then it just transitioned into like melodic and different types of sounds like that.
Dope. So I'm gonna assume you were definitely influenced by Wu-Tang.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dope. Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, yeah, we come from that era where it's just like, if you didn't rap well, we're not gonna rock with you. So
Yeah.
I totally understand how that goes into play. So like, when was it that you kind of like got introduced to like wanting to create your own music? Was it like in school, or like how did that come about?
So when I was 8 years old, my cousin left his Eminem Slim Shady LP at the crib.
One of the best ones, yes.
So I dove into that, even though I wasn't supposed to be listening to that music at that age.
You said you were 8?
8 years
Oh,
old.
yeah. Hell no.
And I listened
Talking
to
about
that.
chopping up bodies and shit. Yeah. Can't do that.
So when I heard that, I was like, what is this? And it just made me fall in love with the art of storytelling with hip hop more than anything. And the fact that he was talking about his life and, you know, things with his mom and his girl and everything.
Oh, so it kind of resonated with you.
Yeah, just the art of it really resonated with me. And then as I got older and started experiencing things in my life, I kind of just adapted that way of storytelling in my music. Yeah.
And so you got all that influence from like that kind of vibe. And then, so when was it when you actually like sat down and were like, let me write something and see what happens?
So I was 13 years old when I started writing. But it's funny though, because like I used to listen to a lot of Tupac too early on. And I got like all of his CDs, and I would like write his lyrics, and so I can like memorize them when he was rapping them. And that kind of got me into like writing. And I was like,
so funny. Wait, I think I just interviewed a guy that said the same thing. He's like, yo, I used to write lyrics from like the songs I was hearing on the radio, because there was no Google where you can like find lyrics. So you would like write down the person's lyrics. That's so crazy.
Yeah. And
wow.
That kind of like influenced me to be like, you know what, let me try doing this. And then I was like taking like instrumentals that I would like find and then just like rap over that. And it took me like a long time before I was like considered good, I guess you could say.
Yeah, not for sure. But at least you had a passion for it at that age. And so when did you actually like go and like record a song like in the studio? Because I know that's like, because I used to, a long time ago, I used to do music myself. So I know when I was like coming up, the scariest part was finding a studio. And like, cause it's kind of awkward, like I'm a nobody. Like I felt like you had to be established to go to a studio, right?
Yeah.
So when was it that you actually sat and was like, all right, let me go to a booth and record myself?
So I was 20 years old when I finally decided to make that jump. And I was very nervous, and I found this studio out in Midtown Manhattan called Lounge Studios.
Okay.
And as soon as I got there, the vibe was just great. They were good people.
Okay. They made you feel good.
Yeah, they made me feel comfortable. And yeah, I was just been working with them and started recording with them. And I started mixing with this engineer named Blue. And he was just a real down-to-earth guy that would just, you know, give me a lot of game, a lot of gems and stuff like that. And then I think by like working with him really got my confidence up, because now I was hearing like the finished mixes and mastering, and I'm like, oh shit, like this sounds really good.
Yeah,
like, you know?
And you still working with him to this day, or?
Yeah, I'm still working with him, and I'm also working with another engineer named Max from Dawn Chop Studios.
Dope,
That's
dope,
my
dope.
guy. Yeah, we just did a project last year, and he's another individual that's very down to earth. Gave me a lot of gems, helped me out in a lot of different ways too.
No, that's super cool. I like that. Like going, see, what I remember going to one studio and it was just like an engineer sitting there, him record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no passion, there's no like helping, you know what I'm saying? Like I like going to somewhere where like they're actually putting their input on it. Like, yo, say this differently. Like, yo, do that take over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I find that a lot more better than just the you know, the guy in there just for the money almost, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because the vibes were right. You know,
Yeah.
you feel comfortable. It's like you can express yourself more as an artist.
Absolutely, yeah. And then obviously your music's gonna sound better because you're in a comfortable space.
Of course.
And so like this was, you said you were like 14 when you started recording?
13 when I started writing, and then 20 when I started recording.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay,
yeah, it
okay,
was a
okay,
big
okay.
span. I was
Yeah,
just so
that
nervous
was.
with the
So
studio.
I'm assuming you had a lot of written stuff.
Oh yeah,
Um,
thousands, man.
and
Thousands.
and so what in like in your life really made you turn to music and start writing and like actually get into it for real, for real?
So I guess early on I dealt with like a lot of mental stuff, like anxiety and depression and stuff like that. And I didn't really have my dad in my life when I was a kid. So music for me was like an outlet, like I guess, somebody to talk to in a way.
Yeah.
And then when I lost my mother when I was 18, I really used it as like a therapy. And then
Yeah,
that
that
was,
must be rough, man,
yeah,
especially at that age, bro.
yeah, it was like the worst thing till this day that I ever been through.
Yeah.
And it just gave me another outlet,
Mhm.
dealing with mental stuff and then dealing with the loss of her just gave me an outlet. But then unfortunately, I went down like a very bad route with like substances and stuff. And then
Like after your mom passing and stuff?
yeah, yeah, like I didn't know how to cope with it, so like I
Uh,
turned to like, a lot of substances and
mhm.
alcohol and stuff like that. And then also doing music as well because I guess I'm like anxiety and introverted guy, so it's like I needed something to feel comfortable when I was like in these settings,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then that like progressed beyond my control.
Also, you were doing like different types of substances, or you were just like stuck on like one thing?
It was different type of substances. I was using like Xanax for like anxiety, and then alcohol, and then partying later on into like, some hardcore stuff that I would rather not.
You know, we turn to things for comfort, and sometimes it's not the right things.
Yeah.
But you know, we go through it, and I feel like you told me earlier that you are actually you're sober now.
Yes.
And how long you been sober?
Well, now officially I've been sober for 6 months because I quit weed and stuff. But
Okay.
from like the hardcore stuff, I would say maybe like 4 years
Oh,
now.
awesome, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how did you overcome that? Because that's one of the hardest things, bro. Like I've seen a lot of my close friends go through that, bro.
Yeah. So like what I did was that I moved to a different state. I live in Jersey now with me and my girl. And then I also changed my number. So like no one was able to contact me. I couldn't call
The
any
connects?
clubs. Yeah, any of my connects.
Yeah.
And then I started getting involved with working out and using actually mushrooms to
Okay.
change my mind in some weird way. Yeah.
Okay, so that was more like a therapeutic kind of thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's super cool. Now, when it comes to music, do you? Because I'm assuming you did music also while you were high, right?
Yeah.
Now, is it different making music when you're on something or when you're sober?
So like I always thought, I mean, a lot of artists I think also think like this is that you need to like get high to catch a vibe.
Yeah.
And it couldn't be so much more of the opposite. Like
Really?
I always thought like, especially when it came to like, not that I want to talk about, but like, doing Molly and stuff like that. And you just thought like, oh, I'm gonna make a hit with this, And then at the time you think it's a hit. Then when you're sober, when you listen back to it, you're like,
What
this
the
ain't
fuck
it.
was that?
This ain't it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you're level-headed, you feel like your music means is a lot more meaning to it, and it sounds better. It sounds more
Yeah,
professional.
everything. Like my ears are better with hearing the sounds. My tone with the melodies are better. Even just like writing lyrics, like rapping wise, it's just everything just increased because now I'm actually like able to use my full brain instead of like
Right.
relying on a substance where you kind of you numb yourself to a lot of these emotions.
Yeah.
Where now you have to actually process it and feel it, and it just translates into music so much better.
Yeah. No, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. No, I totally love that. And so you recently dropped a song called Big Shot, right?
Yeah.
This was what, back in November?
Yep.
So how is that song doing for you? And like how did that song come about?
So Big Shot, I made that song because, for a long time, I've just been looking for my fan base. And I always felt like because I don't have a fan base that like I'm not a good artist or I'm not
Okay.
popular. And I always felt like you don't need to, have all these material things, all these things to consider yourself a good artist. So Big Shot for me was like a metaphor, like, okay, like
Mm.
I might not have my fan base, but I'm still a big shot. Like, I'm still great at what I do. And I felt like, making that song was just, very personal for me because I just wanted to like let the world know, like, even though I'm not, a known artist, I'm still a big shot because I'm great at what I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And has the reaction of the people that have heard this song, it's been well?
Yeah, it's been dope. I met up with this director called Cash Media, and he like just wrote the whole sequence and did the whole video, and it was
Super
so
cool.
much fun working with him, and it just gave me like so much confidence to like get into more music videos and stuff
Awesome.
like
So
that.
is that the first video that you've done? Like actual official video?
No, I did videos before, but
Mhm.
this was like my first actual official video where like everything came out like perfect,
Right,
like that
right.
cinematic feel and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But,
yeah,
but we were
100%.
working with like reels and stuff like that,
Hmm.
just to get like the social media presence up.
Absolutely.
But like that was kind of taking him out of his element because he was more of a video guy, like music video guy.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm
like,
the same way,
yeah,
man. Like, it crushes my soul that everybody now, like, I'm gonna be honest, probably 80% of the people that work with me now only want reels.
yeah,
And it sucks because like it kind of diminishes the creativity, the cinematic aspect of things,
yeah, the whole
shooting
art.
horizontal, people want everything vertical. It hurts, but we gotta do what we gotta do, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
And you guys, as artists, have to play that game too because TikTok is like one of the biggest things right now. You can blow up on TikTok like this, and as
yeah.
long as you just consistently post reels, that's the wave, apparently. So,
Yeah, but I trusted him with his vision,
hmm
and then when I saw the video come to life, I was like,
wow, that's so
yeah,
cool when that
it was
happens.
addictive,
That's
man.
one of my greatest feelings, like working with artists and then seeing their reaction when the video is done. Like
Yeah,
that's my drug. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
same
I
here.
get a high off of that. Um, and as far as projects, so you have a project called Lyrical Therapy, right?
Yes, I have a project called Lyrical Therapy, and then I have there's a new project I'm coming out with called Call Me When It's Over, but
Call Me
that's in
When
the
It's Over.
works. Yeah.
Okay, that's in the works. It's gonna come out this year.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, for
okay, okay.
sure.
So how many songs are gonna be on this project?
10 songs.
10 songs. That's
Yeah.
perfect. That's a nice little sweet spot. And what can we like expect on this project? Something different from what people usually hear from you, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. So this project, it's kind of like going into my past, mixed in with my present as well.
Love
And
that.
I've really focused on a lot of melodic songs as well, mixing it with the hip hop. But like Lyrical Therapy, that was more of like a autobiography for me,
Okay.
of like explaining like my upbringing, losing my mom and dealing with substances and like a bunch of dark
That was
stuff.
more of a personal kind of like something that you don't even want to relive almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to listen to that album, but like I always tell like people if they ever want to get to know P.ROSE to listen to that album.
Exactly. I feel
Yeah.
like every artist has that album where it's just like for you, you might not enjoy it because of it brings you back to those moments,
Yeah.
but other people are gonna, it's gonna probably help them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because then they see, okay, maybe I'm not the only person going through this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's always amazing to have that solid, project out there. Um, and on this new one, are you big on features or is it more solo act?
All my projects have been solo because it's just personal songs that it's very hard to get features for them. But I did collab with a lot of artists last year, and I'm looking forward to collabing with new artists this year as
Okay.
well. But I just haven't broken into that space yet, I guess you could say.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
No, it's tough for sure, especially with your style.
Yeah.
It is rough. Like okay, I'm gonna bring somebody into my world.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how are they gonna compare? Like, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're definitely experimenting with new sounds, new things to rap about.
Hmm.
And I would definitely, yeah, it'd be cool to hear you with, other artists as well on and see what could happen with that.
For sure.
So right now, like, what would you say is one of your like favorite songs or deepest songs that means the most to you that you've done?
Um, my favorite song that I've ever done right now was off Lyrical Therapy. It's called Mia Familia. And it's about like I dedicated it to my grandparents that helped me raise me when I was a kid.
Okay.
And you know, they're no longer here anymore. And yeah, my uncle who saved my life also would get me a job and taking me out of the street element that I was
Oh wow,
involved in.
that's all in that song.
Yeah, that's
Oh
all in
man,
that
you guys
song.
gotta check that out.
Yeah.
I already enjoy it without even hearing it. But I love shit like that, like things that really like mean something that you went through and you put it in music is just so dope, bro. Like
Yeah.
I definitely got to hear that. And you showed me some stuff in the car earlier, man. I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
Is that stuff that's gonna be in the new project?
Appreciate you. Yeah, that's gonna be on the new project
Wow.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great. I'm telling you, like it sounds good, mixed well. I like how you're playing around with flows and like, it sounds like some shit that you could hear on the radio. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man.
Nah, I could see it takes a long time to like, find your sound and your lane and it looks like you're doing well. So
Thank you, man.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like, well, the biggest thing that I want to do is really combine the melodic with the lyrics, with the hip hop, because I feel like there are artists that do it, but I feel like the way I'm doing it is very different,
Yeah.
you know, and just trying to create my own lane, my own sound. I don't want to be compared to other artists. Not that nothing personal against them, but I just like when like you hear a P.ROSE record, I don't want it to be compared to like an artist that you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Now that's a good segue. So what do you think is a move that independent artists are doing right now that you try to stay away from?
Following trends. Like I
Mm.
really don't like following trends. I feel like it just takes away from the art and it's just like a copy and paste type thing.
Yeah.
It's not being authentic.
Yeah.
You know, especially like no offense to like the drill movement, but it's just like when everybody's saying the same thing,
Yeah.
repetitive.
Oh man, listen,
You know?
I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
like it sounds the same. Their voice is the same. The lyrics are the same.
Yeah.
The beats. It's like it's crazy. Maybe it's just I'm tone deaf to it because of my age.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm delusional. Like
Yeah.
it literally all sounds the same.
Yeah.
So and in my field of as a music video director, I hear so much music, so it's hard for me to like shit because I hear it all. I feel like I'm almost numb.
Yeah.
So I always appreciate when an artist hits me up. I always check out their page, see their music, and if I really like what I'm hearing, I'll work with you, for instance. When I saw your stuff and then you sent me the music, I was like, oh wow, like yeah, we can definitely. You saw earlier today how
Yeah.
we had like an hour to shoot and everything that we came up with.
Yeah.
You know
man,
what I
we
mean?
knocked it out the park.
Yeah, yeah. So it's great to hear. Like it's like a breath of fresh air every time I hear an artist that's dope.
Appreciate you, bro.
So what can the people expect the rest of this year, 2026? What are you working on?
Besides Call Me When It's Over, I'm gonna be dropping a lot of new singles. Hopefully getting some features with those as well.
Dope.
More music videos, and I really want to get into live performances more this year.
Okay, hell yeah. Yeah, I think that's super dope, man. Because no matter what, even if there's 2-3 people in that crowd, that's 2-3 new people that are gonna hear you.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then it gets better and better from there. Because then they'll spread the word if they like you.
Yeah.
And then that's how, bro. I've met so many artists, especially let's say you go to a concert and there's the opener, usually somebody that's not that famous. Now I'm a new fan of that opener, and now you think about it. See what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah.
no matter what, I always tell artists, perform like there's 1,000 people in front of you.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually did a show, I think it was like a year and a half ago. I never released the song though. It's called The Pain You Give.
Okay.
And it was very personal about like, my pops and my mom and stuff. And when I got off the stage, there was like people who had like tears in their eyes.
Wow,
Yeah,
you
and I was
see?
like a little taken back by it because I'm not used to that. So I was like, is this genuine? Is this like,
Nah, man.
I was like second guessing it. And then like people were telling me like, I went through the same thing.
Look at that.
Yeah, and I was so taken back. Even just thinking about it, I'm getting chills.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
And it was a lot for me because, I'm a very introverted person. And to like go on stage and talk about these personal things and like, I think connecting with people, like realizing that like I wasn't the only person who lived this life was like really, eye-opening for me. And I felt like I owe it to like people who live this same type of life as well.
Yeah, nah, for sure, for sure. Nah, and it's crazy because I'm pretty sure there was times where you're like writing, thinking, damn, should I even put this out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is so personal to me.
Yeah.
You're good. This is so personal to me. Is anybody gonna relate? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you feel like shit is happening to you, but it's only happening to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the fact that there is people when you perform it or whatever, you put out a tape and people hit you up and like be like, yo, that I went through that too, and that has to feel amazing, right?
Yeah, because you know, to connect with other human beings, I feel like that's what music's for. You know,
Yeah.
it's like just let you know that like we're all human, we all go through things, and you're not the only person. And you know, it was good to get that recognition, I guess, in a way, even though it was over something that was sad, but also if I can help somebody or help heal them for the things that I went through as well, then,
Yeah.
I think that's like job completed.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So my last question before we seal this: how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as a pure soul and a great artist.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that from you. You're definitely, I could tell that you've been through a lot, but you overcome, all those obstacles. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you're like in a fresh leaf. You know what I'm saying? Like you turned a new leaf and I see a lot of potential in you. And I'm here to, definitely help you when it comes to the visual aspect of your
Thank you,
career,
brother. I
bro, for sure.
appreciate you, man. It's been
Nah,
great
man.
working with you as well, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for coming through, blessing the And Cut series. And where you guys are gonna see a lot from him. Let them know where they can find you. And yeah.
Yeah, you can find me on all social media at p.rose.com.
Yes,
It's not
sir.
P, it's just the letter P. I know
Just P.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I guess my speech always makes it sound like I'm saying Pete, but it's just
It's
P.
the Staten Island in them. All right, my brother, I appreciate it.
Same here,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Thank you.
And cut. Let's get it. Hey.